we doing next?
Jane Eyre.
Alrighty, whenever you're ready.
Hi there, this is Emily, also known as the Literary Queen. I'm gonna get classical on you. Can I say ass on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm about to get classical on you, ass. And we're gonna talk about Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. One of my, if not my all-time favorite books. So right, why am I talking on YouTube about a book that was written it was written in 1847, so a long time ago? Well, that's because it is the first feminist novel, and I am nothing if not a feminist. It says feminist on the necklace. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, this book is fantastic, and I will actually be teaching it as well this year, so I'm extra excited about it. You just gotta go with it, because while you see this picture and you're like, oh god, like sad looking lady, and that's all there really is to it, it's actually some pretty sexy stuff. Because back then, when a lady and a man needed to flirt, they couldn't just like grope each other or do Tinder and be like, yo, you up or whatever. They had to, talk and flirt. And it was all about how the innuendo wasn't like gross. It was like very subtle, if innuendo at all. And so their talk had to be like really engaging and witty. When you think of like the Clark Gable and Jimmy Stewart and those screwball comedies with like the witty repartee, there's a lot of that in this. And frankly, this book was also considered pretty rebellious for its time period, because in it there's a woman who is happy with herself and doesn't need a man to like feel fulfilled and do what she wants to do. She stands up and says, I am who I am. I'm just as important as a poor orphan girl. I'm just as important as like this rich man. And people thought this was written by, literally no one knew who wrote this, because Charlotte Bronte published it under a pen name of Currer Bell, because women, of course, could not write books, apparently. They would do better if they were written by men. So no one could figure out if Jane Eyre was written by a woman or a man. And so everybody thought whoever wrote it had to be a sexual deviant, which was that's just fantastic, because how dare she think that a woman is equal to a man, and how dare she be happy being on her own, working and like fighting and not just wanting to be a mom. So that's pretty fabulous. The main relationship, which everyone knows from every movie or whatnot, is Jane Eyre and Mr. Rochester. She's the governess. Let's not think about the fact that there's like a huge age gap and he's the wealthy landowner. But actually they both have to go through, hell of some sort to sort of work their way, if they do, I have no spoilers, but if they are going to make their way back to each other, they both have to go through some journeys. But her journey is the one we're caring the most about, because we start with her as a young orphan, we watch her go to an orphanage or to like a school for girls who are not wanted, and then she gets her job as the governess, and she ends up with St. John, and then we'll see what happens next. But I reread this book whenever I'm sad. I recommend you give it a shot and keep going through it. It might be a little hard at first, but especially when she meets Rochester, there's all this fire imagery. It's a motif used throughout the novel, fire and ice, before Game of Thrones did that whole thing. So suck it, George R.R. Martin. They had it, and like that's all about their relationship and the passion, and fire's a huge part of the book. So I suggest you read this and then let me know what you think. We can start a whole conversation, because I love this book and I will talk about it with anyone, anywhere, any place. Maybe not in Antarctica. So check it out. Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.